Welcome to RTN Member Voices. I'm Robert Firpo Cappiello, Editor-in-Chief at Hospitality Technology. Our guest is Ray Hatch, Vice President, Enterprise Solutions, Vertical Markets at Comcast Business. Ray, welcome back to RTN Member Voices.
Well, thanks, Robert. Great to be back. Excited to speak with you again.
Yeah, and I'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce or reintroduce yourself to our Hospitality Technology and Restaurant Technology Network audiences.
No, I appreciate that. So as you mentioned, Ray Hatch, Vice President of our Enterprise Verticals within Comcast Business. And so I have the great privilege to lead our Restaurant Technology organization, which has just seen incredible success and momentum over the past 5 years, helping restaurants make digital transformation happen.
Sounds good. Now, I always enjoy checking in with you about industry trends, challenges, and potential solutions. So, I think we talked about a year ago in this program, RTN Member Voices. Love to hear your current thoughts on, a bit of state of the industry, but especially challenges and opportunities that faced restaurant operators.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, we spent a good bit discussing the state of digital transformation, especially through the COVID pandemic, and really just the incredible work that the restaurant industry undertook, taking on, a real new omni-channel approach at serving guests. And that certainly hasn't stopped. I think those that, jumped early into that boat have really seen incredible digital sales. I think, you can see that reported out at any of the publicly traded entities that we interface in. I think the interesting shift we're seeing today, relative to labor challenges is, focusing that technology attention towards the employee experience. I think, last I read, labor is estimated to increase by like 400,000 employees, through the next, year or so, but still represents like a 6% decrease since, pre-pandemic times. And so being able to infuse technology into your restaurants to help your employees stay more guest-facing and guest-focused, it will really pay dividends not only to just the health and welfare to those employees, but the success of that restaurant as well. Mm-hmm. A recent case study that we published, probably one that was most exciting for us, was with Starbucks, and we can talk about that publicly, where we went through a program to digitize their temperature monitoring within their cold cases through our IoT division called Machine Q. And the challenge was simple. They spent, across their 9,500 restaurants domestically, they spend about 25 minutes a day checking the temperature of a cold case, recording that temperature manually so that they could report that back to, health and safety inspectors. It's a regulatory requirement. And so through a digitized investment, they were able to automate that process. And that automation of that process generates about 300 million data points a month around cold case temperatures, and actually saved something like 8.5 million labor hours a year for something so rudimentary, right, and so simple. And so they now have, I would say, better data, not human driven, more data. They're able to catch anomalies faster, recover quicker, protect food safety, and save an incredible amount of labor hours that they can reinvest back towards guest-facing activities. And so I think we'll continue to see those types of investments made by restaurants over the coming years, because there are so many simple areas that you can really lean into that type of technology.
Mm-hmm. I love that case study. That's a fantastic story, and it hits all the points you wanted to hit. It's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
And
sure.
And to your point, it makes the working at Starbucks possibly more fun, but at least less rote, arduous. And the idea that, that more accurate data can save you. It's like, we're not going to lose that ice cream, that milk, because of a
Yeah.
temperature anomaly. It's fantastic. We'd love to hear other. That case study is amazing. I'd love to hear any additional thoughts about how infusing technology into the restaurant, as you put it, can enhance either the worker's experience or the efficiency and ROI for the restaurant overall.
Yeah, I think if you follow that thread, if you use that case study as kind of the jumping off point, and for us within Comcast Business and in our IoT division of Machine Q, and if you just look at how minds are thinking through what's available in that. So restaurants through the pandemic built incredible infrastructure so that they could digitize their order experiences, right? We know packets are coming in and out of restaurants. We're able to receive digital orders. We're able to update on status, and we're able to do that in a highly reliable environment. That all of those platforms that rely on that restaurant to be connected can serve their needs, right? And so now the foundation has been laid to continue to layer technology on top of that and really, push the network to act the way it was intended and be able to continue to drive returns on those investments. So we talked about just censoring in cold cases as one. Certainly, we've seen a lot of hype in the kitchen, Flippy, some robotic investments that are being made to be able to cook fries, maybe flip burgers, and do some of those simple tasks. So again, those employees, the fewer employees that we have access to, I think that's an important point, right? Can continue to stand at the register, face guests, and provide a welcoming environment and experience to them. And so robotic technologies are starting to be introduced. We're seeing more investment in learning management systems now that they have good network capacity in the restaurants. They can start to develop higher quality training videos, more content that can be consumed because we have the bandwidth to send that data across the wire. And then even some additional tasks. We've partnered with major paper and dispensary companies. So if you think about the paper towels in a restroom, being able to automate the consumption of that and know when it needs to be replaced, not have to go in and look and check, to be able to know when there's occupancy in a restroom, when there's not occupancy, when we can go in and do cleaning activities. Water management, water is a big expense to a restaurant. Temperature, management, electricity management. Electricity is a big expense to a restaurant. We can censor all of these things now, and we can provide some predictive analysis to know if there's a problem that may be bound to occur just based on anomalies in the data, or some of these things, like we talked about in restroom management, being able to get in and provide a good, restroom experience, which isn't unimportant to a guest that's, even visiting, a QSR, right? So I think we're going to see a lot of endpoint solutions continue to happen in a platform environment where you can say, monitor this, keep an eye on that, alert me over here, let me know when potential problems may be lurking, so that we can take a more proactive remediation approach, which is a better employee experience, it's a better guest experience, and all drives to bottom line impact for those restaurant owners.
Mm-hmm. That was a really exciting overview of what IoT can do for restaurants, because I do get asked that from time to time, and I tend to hit the more obvious ones, but there's some touch points that you mentioned that I had not thought of, and it's a really holistic approach. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ray, I want to give you the last word with our Hospitality Technology and Restaurant Technology Network audience. Any closing thoughts for them?
Well, just, if you're not a member of your great association, please join. It's an incredible partnership, and we appreciate all you do for the hospitality industry. And look, here at Comcast Business, we're waking up, focused on the restaurant industry every single day. We're excited to continue to advance technologies. We build networks, and that's staples for us. We're thankful for the opportunities that we've been given, but the work doesn't end there. So I think there's a lot of just really great and exciting technology coming down the pipe for restaurant owners, and we hope and are thankful to be a trusted partner to help bring us forward.
Ray Hatch from Comcast Business. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
You as well. Thanks, Robert.